they'll say goodbye. There's Pierre. He's on the phone. I'm guessing he's on the phone to.
Ruth, his girlfriend. He's either on the phone to his
Well, we hope
family,
so, because if Ruth is watching, it's not her. He could,
his family, or his girlfriend. PLC. You know what? He made a point. He's got a lot on his mind. Not only this event, but also a possible world title. And here he is sitting in the commentary booth. So it takes a lot of mental power to be doing what he's doing.
oh, these guys are professionals, Manny, and one of the more pleasing things for me this year is just seeing how their media skills have developed over the year. And these guys are ultimate professionals. They've always known how professional they are in the water, their preparation for the competitions, how much they train and prepare. But now you see them on the media, guys like PLC, Jared, Winnie, Ben Player, they're just professionals behind the camera. That was the buzzer, Manny.
That's right. The heat has started. Again, this is round number 3 of 3 in the leaderboard system. In the water, heat number 1, round number 3. We will see in red, Guilherme Tamega. In white, Jake Stone. In yellow, the oldest rookie on the tour, as he self-proclaims, is Andrew Lester, the Australian. And the local rider who has yet to put together a clean heat. It is Genesis Reyes in the blue jersey. So Genesis, don't count him out. Here we go, up and riding. GT, Guilherme
Straight
Tamega.
away, GT.
Oh, what
Oh!
happened?
He
He went.
busted a big invert and he just lost it mid-air, Manny. I'm not sure what happened.
I hope he's all right.
He's very injured coming into today's competition.
Well, he
Manny,
was
the blue but back, sorry, blue's up and riding. That's the local man, Genesis Reyes. But GT, I do not know what happened there. He got stuck up in the air and seemed to let it go. He never lets go, so something must be happening. Keep in mind, he wasn't well going to this. He seems okay. He's paddling back out, Manny.
You know what? Look at his paddle though. It's a little slow. You're used to seeing C Blue, Genesis Reyes. That's a lot. How the competitor. Let's take another look. Here we go. Unbelievable.
He
What
gets up
happened?
there, look, he tweaks it up, and then he just.
He didn't pull it all the way around. It looked like he just gave up, coming back around for the landing. I think he felt the momentum wasn't going to bring him around, so he just bailed on that wave at the last second.
He was trying to tweak that invert, show the crowd the bottom of his board, and he got right up there, but just couldn't bring it back around, and really got himself cleaned up by the wave. Then you can see gingerly he wakes his way back out to the lineup. Still 28 minutes to go, but keep in mind we need GT if he wants this world title this year. We need him to finish in the top 2 of this heat. So the pressure's on, and I'm sure he's watching. All his fans in Brazil are watching. His family back in Hawaii. Huge following GT, one of the legends of the sport.
Yeah, Guilherme Tamega, and everybody would love to see Guilherme Tamega in the big waves that are coming on in the forecast. Tuesday, we're looking at Tuesday, but it could be Monday or Wednesday. We're going to keep you tuned on IBAWorldTour.com. But Guilherme Tamega in giant Fronton is something that you will not believe.
Look at this forecast, Manny. Well, I actually just spent 30 minutes going through. We had a team of 5 people analysing all the charts, deciding whether we progress on to this third round today and what the forecast is looking like. The forecast is getting tricky. It's changing. That big swell, it's coming. Don't worry, and it's coming bigger than what you see there. We're now talking 10 feet plus, and it's really exciting. But the wind is the other factor we've got to consider. So what we're trying to do is to get the early rounds out and position ourselves for a finish potentially on Monday the 12th, Tuesday the 13th, or Wednesday the 14th, potentially the 15th. But that's why we're surfing today. But what we're doing is the tide came up and we saw a couple of slow heats there. The tide will start dropping. The wind's still offshore, so we're going to start seeing some more sections being presented, the left and the right. So we're going to see some performance bodyboarding. And as I said, stories are being written. Like at the moment, will GT make it through to round 4 and keep his world title hopes alive? Other stories are going to play out, so stay tuned. Don't tune away.
No, I mean, the leaderboard rounds, again, it consists of 3 heats. And the competitors, this is the last heat in that 3-round system. And, I mean, it's still up for grabs who's on that bubble. The top 16 advance on. But there's going to be that little area, gray area, where the guys are going to be waiting till the very last heat to see if they make it to the top 16 and advance on to round number 4. So you can't go anywhere. We're going ahead with round number 3, another solid 4 hours of action. So you guys don't go anywhere. A lot of things are going to go down in those next 4 hours.
For sure. And look, so far in this heat, not a lot's gone down. You've seen a couple of slow waves. It's only 5 minutes into the heat. Tamega, we saw his first wave, a little bit uncharacteristic. Saw the local man, Reyes, look at one. He's going to look at another one here. But I think GT's got priority. No, well, actually, I'm not sure if GT did have priority, but here he goes. He's off and paddling. Just kicks out of that. Andrew Lester, Jake Stone from Australia, yet to catch a wave. But 25 minutes to go. Tide's dropping. The swell's going to stay with us. The wind's going to stay offshore. There's going to be plenty of action.
Guilherme Tamega making his way back out into the water again. Guilherme Tamega in the red jersey was feeling a little under the weather yesterday. In fact, had to go see a doctor to make sure everything was all right. And I guess he got the green light to come back out and compete because here he is in the third round.
I don't think it'd take more than a red light to stop Tamega to get out there, man. He's
You're right.
a machine. He was going to be out here no matter what. But you see some waves coming in there. But GT's going to have a look at the left here, Manny.
All right, here he is bouncing his way around this section. A lot of speed. Is it going to work for him? Slides under a little pocket and pulls off a roll and banks another roll off of that section on the inside. And that's all she wrote. Jake Stone up and riding.
Big, powerful roll by Jake Stone. That'll make him feel better. Again, he didn't have a great heat in round 2, but that's a great opening wave for Jake Stone. Big, powerful roll. Rides out of it. And, Andrew Lester, he knows how to find the barrel here. Can he get out of it? Wow, he's out.
I can't believe it. We were both just waiting and watching, and just like you watching your screen, I can't believe he came out of that. The cameraman didn't even know if he was going to make it or not.
I think the cameraman put down his chips, and he thought it was all over. Let's have a look. We've got a few waves to look at here, but he's already
There's
on the
no
lip there,
way.
man. Watch him ride this through. It opens up. He rides barrels. He rides the pocket better than anyone in the world, as good as anyone in the world. It just stays open. He sits high, as we've spoken about. He knows how to get out. And it's still coming, and bang, pops his way out the front. Amazing start for Andrew Lester. The judge is going to like the look of that. And hang on, he's the youngest rookie on tour. May have more to say at this event. Forget 2012.
Unbelievable.
He's got something to say today.
Andrew Lester with a nice deep barrel ride right there. I've only seen the likes of tube riding like that from the guys like Mike Stewart and Ben Severson. I just dated myself, but Andrew Lester pulling out all the cards. Beautiful wave right there from Andrew Lester.
Don't forget Andrew Lester. He's won pipeline before. He has also grown up surfing Shark Island, which is one of the biggest, heaviest right-hand barrels there is in the world. So he knows how to ride a right-hand barrel. And we've seen that. The judges saw that and gave him a 7.75. He jumps into first place and puts himself in a good position as a strong opening wave. There's Andrew Lester there again. He's really the fairy tale story so far of this event. All the way through. He won the Aussie Tour this year for the 4th time. He then went on to Azores and came 3rd. Then he came here to the trials, won the trials, and he ended up finishing, I think it was 2nd or 3rd in the GQS rankings for the full year. He's through, qualified for next year.
He's in.
And we spent some time having a couple of beers with him last night, and he, mentally he was just, he was so fatigued, but he was also just trying to comprehend the thought, because he spent 10 years on tour. He was one of the main. He finished number 2 in the World Tour back in 2001. As you said, he's won pipeline before. So he's done all this before. He took a bit of a siesta from the tour. He's seen it all blow up. He wants a piece of it, and he's back.
You know what I think he's doing also is that he's going to probably give a wake-up call to his fellow riders that are in the same generation, that 30, 33, 32 years old, and say, you know what? I'm gonna try this too. So Andrew Lester, good job on you. Get those guys back on the tour. GQS, GSS, wherever they fit in, make sure Andrew, give the word out. You're doing it for all the crew.
For sure. We saw also Roberto Bruno from Brazil qualified through the GQS system as well. And I think he's in the same age bracket, man. He's a guy who's won, I think he's a 6 times Brazilian champion or Latin American champion. And always there competing with GT in the earlier days. When GT moved on to the World Tour, Roberto Bruno was very focused on the domestic tour and dominating that. He's come back out, seen the potential of the World Tour. He's qualified through, and I can't wait to see Roberto Bruno next year mix it with the world's best.
And that's the thing. This year's World Tour just opened up a lot of people's eyes saying, hey, look, if you're going to have these bodyboarding events at these venues, the waves that we like to ride, I'd like to be a part of that. So
yeah,
it's been an amazing year for the 2011 IBA World Tour.
Okay, but look, we're a little low in the action here, so let's go upstairs to Shaggy, who's got the last heat winner with us. Over to you, Shaggy.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Winnie, the winner of heat number 8, round 2. Winnie, congratulations. They hard out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. There was a couple of bowls coming through though, so I was pretty lucky to get onto them.
One of those bowls you got was that nice invert on the right.
Yeah, I think it could be the one at the end of the heat that you're talking about where Elliot actually had priority and he needed only something small, maybe a 6 to beat me. And he had a look at it and let it go, and I just slid into it, you know.
Money in the bank and took the lead back from him, huh?
Yeah, I did, so I was pretty stoked with the end result, and now I can just kind of chill and go into round 3 with no pressure.
Yeah, 2 from 2. Pretty happy.
Yeah, I'm stoked. 3rd on the leaderboard, so I just hope to get a few high scores in this last one, just kind of feel the wave out a bit more and get ready for the man-on-man.
Yeah, well, I'll let you go relax and get ready for your next heat.
Yeah!
Back to you guys.
All right, so Winnie feeling good and Shaggy getting the right questions down, but those guys are styled out.
Oh, it's a little decked out in the Grand Flavour gear. Grand Flavour, the media sponsor of the event, done an amazing job decking out the commentary team, Manny and myself, lucky enough to score some gear, as well as Shaggy, who's the ultimate model, the Metro model. He's got all the style. You saw his moves yesterday. But Dave Winchester, you know, one of the founding fathers of the Grand Flavour company and one of their leading riders, looking tremendous in their gear. But Manny, jump online, grandflavor.com. That's the place they sell online now. You can get all your goodies there. They've got a special on at the moment. Can you tell us about the special?
Yes, if you put an order in of $200 or more, they will comp the shipping. So international shipping free with any orders of 200 more. Look at this, Jake Stone up and riding. Boom, big invert right there off of that incoming section. I'm losing my breath.
Jake Stone, we're seeing the real Jake Stone now. So he's opened up with a big, powerful roll in the first wave, and then second wave there you've seen a big invert, which he rides out of cleanly. He's currently in 4th position, but after that, I hazard to guess he might be jumping back into 1st position with 19 minutes to go. But Jake Stone, big manoeuvre, great surfing. Welcome back, Jake Stone.
Look at that, 6.5 for Jake Stone on his last wave, and he jumps into 1st place. Look at how big this invert is.
Bang, perfect timing. Rides the wash down. He shows us the bottom of his board, and then look, he gives a little head wobble, and he's out there. And great to see Jake Stone surfing it. But here's Andrew Lester, kicks out of that one, not happy. First wave was 7.75. He's yet to get it back up, but as we know, we still have 18 minutes to go. Andrew Lester would be frustrated to lose priority on that wave, using that wave, which amounted to nothing, Manny.
Okay, so we got 18 minutes remaining, and Jake Stone.
Jake Stone up there, and there we have it. And it's a little bit of complications there with the switching unit, but back out in the water you see 18 minutes to go. Jake Stone from Australia in 1st position. Andrew Lester from Australia in 2nd position. Guilherme Tamega, he's currently in 3rd position. He does not want to end up there at the end of this heat, Manny. He could see the end of his world title chances. We saw what happened. He had a 1st and a 3rd. He's on 8 points. He needs at least another 4 points. But the man standing in his way at the moment is Jake Stone. He's the kid from the sunny coast, lives over in WA now. One of the true characters of the next generation. He's in 1st place. He's not in contention for the final round. He had a pretty rough last heat. Well, he could win this, and I am mistaken. If Jake Stone can win this, he puts himself right into contention, Manny, for the next stage of proceedings. Keep in mind, after round 4, we're going to have the top 16. After round 3, the top 16 riders will come through. And at the moment, Jake Stone's on 5 points. So if he can win this heat, he'll get 11, a combined score of 11, which, again, I apologise, puts him right in place to jump into that top 16, and we'll see him in round 4 action later on in the contest.
But he has to win this heat to
Must win.
Yeah, he has to do well in this heat to even be considered. Making it into round number 4, and in round number 4, they go head to head. And you know what? We got a little lull in the action. We'll be back right after this.
go. Amazing advert from Pride Bodyboards, one of the sponsors of the event. And while we've got a little break, let's have a shout out to the event sponsors, NMD, Pride and Stealth, doing an amazing job supporting the IBA World Tour. And as we spoke about earlier, Grand Flavour is the media partner. Great to see the leading companies in the industry getting behind the IBA World Tour, and it just sets us up for an even bigger year next year, Manny, with that sort of support. And we're already seeing a lot of interest for next year's events from various sponsors, and the sport's heading in the right direction.
Yes, I mean, I scratch in my head, who wouldn't want to be a part of, in particular, this event? This is where it all comes down to. So, yes, NMD, Pride, Stealth, and Grand Flavor.
Look at the life of these guys, Manny. Not only do they get to surf the best waves in the world in front of a world audience, they get to pimp it out in the VIP section in front of a big screen, just chilling out, travelling the world, hanging out with their mates. It's the lifestyle we all want to live, and these guys deservedly. And Ben Play, he's always been a bit of a troublemaker, sitting there throwing some stuff at Todd's camera. He will not be happy, Todd Barnes.
But you know what? It's not all glamour. These guys are on a plane. They're traveling for a duration of 36 hours to get to the destination. Once they get there, they got to acclimate, get over the jet lag, and get back into the routine to be physically and mentally fit to compete in heavy waves of Arica, Pipeline, Puerto Escondido, and here, Fronton for the Fronton Pro. So it's not all glamour. Yes, there's a ton of it. They get a lot of comps. They're here. They get free boards. They get whatever, but they do have to work for it.
Oh, for sure, Manny. But I guess you put yourself on the other side of this screen and all those aspiring bodyboarders around the world who are stuck in their 9-to-5 job and doing it tough. I'm sure they'd trade places at the drop of a hat.
You're right.
But you are right. It's not all smiles and giggles, but gee, they're probably one of the most envied positions in the world of bodyboarding, the top 24.
All right. So if you're watching live on IBAWorldTour.com, right below it, there's a Facebook message board. Tell us if you would like to change places with Dallas Singer or Jared Houston. Just let us know. We're watching. We are coming to you live from the outskirts of Galdar on the island of Gran Canaria for the 2011 IBA NMD Pride Stealth brought to you by Grand Flavor. This is the Fronton Pro. Galdar, also known as the Royal City, one of the two chiefs of the indigenous people, the Guanches, actually called Galdar home, and it is absolutely beautiful.
I think he was a bodyboarder, Manny, because it was a very wise decision. But I would have called this place home if I had a choice as well. But up and riding, the contender up for a world title, Tamega somehow whips that round, gets caught in the wash. He fights his way through. He only needs a 4.51 to jump into second and keep his world title hopes alive. So that'll be close to watch. It was a smaller left, but he did fight out an ARS and got a bit caught up. So let's see what the judges have to say. But Manny, 4.46. He got a 4.3.
Oh, he needed a 4.46. Okay, so Guilherme Tamega on this left-hander on the inside pulls off an arrow roll spin and has to push and kick his way in front of the whitewash to be scored for the full complete maneuver. And he does, and it came in just shy of what he needed was a 4.46, and he only got a 4.3. So he's still going to hold on to that third place spot.
Oh, Manny, it's really the pressure's starting to build. Still 12 minutes to go, but GT, his highest score's a 4.3. The other score's a 4.25. Well, here we have the local Genesis Reyes, just gets caught up, and unfortunately he won't better he's only trying to better a 1.9, but the important thing is GT, he is in contention for a world title. If he cannot finish second in this...
Wait a second! Oh, man! Camera 5, you are on it. Holding on to the camera angle. And he is, whoever's on that camera, big shout out because he was on it and just got big Jake Stone, big invert falling out of the sky. He must have dropped like 12 feet. That was amazing.
Yeah, his ribs would know all about that, man. He unfortunately didn't ride out of it, so the judges... I would be surprised if they better his 5.5, and that was a 2.25. But have a look at this again. Bang, right up there.
Wow, look at that.
There and crunch. That's not. And here's Andrew Lester up and riding. He just does a nice spin. He needs a 4.25. Oh, does he tweak it around? He gets caught up in the bubble. A roll probably would have been enough there for Andrew Lester to jump back into first place. He needs a 4.25. I'm not sure whether that'll be enough to jump back into first, but Andrew Lester, let's have a look at this again, Manny. Nice off the lip spin.
And lands smoothly on the face of the wave, and he wants to put something else together, so he goes straight off the top, but the wave just races away from him, and he gets caught up on the lip and cannot pull off that last maneuver at the very end of that wave. Andrew Lester in the yellow jersey, 3.5 for that wave. And Jake Stone, we're still waiting for his last score to drop. Actually, it did. A 2.25 for that huge, incomplete invert. Absolutely amazing, but incomplete 2.25 for Jake Stone. Jake Stone in first place, and look at this,
GT,
pulling
can he come
in.
out of there? No.
You saw his body go over.
I'm getting nervous, Manny. I'm getting nervous. GT, we're down to 10 minutes to go. He's struggling to find his momentum. Oh, is he okay there? Yep, he's okay. But here we go, Andrew Lester once again finding his way in the barrel. How does he do it, man? He's the only guy getting barrels out there.
This guy is a tube riding machine. I don't know how he's doing it, but Andrew Lester knows how to hold his rail and maneuver through the barrel. And if whatever wave he pulls into, he's going to be able to come out. That's what Andrew Lester is showing us. So great, another quick little barrel from Andrew Lester. Look at this.
Again. He's looking for a 4.25 to jump into first. The score of 4.4. He has jumped back into first position with 9 minutes to go. Andrew Lester is in first position with 9.5 minutes to go. If he can hold on to that, he'll see him through to round 4. Amazing story. But the story that's unfolding, well, you've got Jake Stone in second place. He needs to win this heat to get through as well. But GT, Guilherme Tamega, the Brazilian, 6-time world champion, finds himself in third position with 9 minutes to go. He needs to jump into jump into second place at least to guarantee himself a place. For sure, he could finish second and still qualify, but it'll be a very nervous wait for GT and his Brazilian fans, and his fans all over the world. But he's really yet to find his moment. He needs a 7.7 to jump into second, so it's going to take something special. These are the moments they live for. GT.
Exactly.
Again, surely we saw Mike Stewart bow out. We may bow out of the whole World Tour for 2012. We may see GT bow out of the 2011 World Title race. Mike Stewart's next heat in the water. He's there. I think he just wants to put on a show. He's probably feeling a little bit flat at the moment. But we're waiting to see.
What do you think he's thinking about right now? A pedicure?
Yeah, well, potentially, Manny. This could be his last heat ever in the history of the IBA World Tour.
Oh, my.
I doubt it will be. I'd be shocked, disappointed, and a broken man if that was the case. But there is a scenario. This may be the last time you see Mike Stewart surfing on the IBA Grand Slam Series.
Unbelievable. Well, for 2011, for sure, but 2012, he might, you know what, he can do the trials, make it through the trials, and we may see him again in the Grand Slam Series by that route. So, yeah, you're right. This is probably his last heat.
Yeah, look, as we've mentioned earlier, he's, the greatest bodyboarder of all time, undisputed, legend of the sport, and made a great contribution to the sport, not only in the water, but out of the water on many levels. And, whether it be just the respect he generated for the sport during his time at the world's elite, or, he's built himself up a little empire of companies, and he does a great job supporting the Hawaiian bodyboard scene in his home islands of Hawaii, and he's just a legend and, the greatest asset of bodyboarding.
Once again, thank you for tuning in for the IBA 2011 NMD Pride Stealth Fronton Pro, brought to you by Grand Flavor. And we know you're watching Manu, Chow, Gabriel, Thomas Blair, and Tyler Brown. Thank you guys for tuning in and being a part of the live broadcast. Once again, Manny V and Greg Taylor giving you the live action here in round number 3. Heat number 1 out in the water with 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Heat number 2, Udi Valadao, Mike Stewart, Sergio Alonso, and Nelson Mora coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
For sure, Manny. And look, this great webcast is brought to you by Red Bull TV. They've been a great media partner of the IBA, and we're honoured to have them on board. What you see on the screen now is wingsforlife.com, a spinal cord research foundation that is set up by the Red Bull Group, an amazing cause. Looking for a curable, spinal cord injury must be curable. That's their motto, and that's what they believe. They're looking for funds and support to make that happen. You can donate online at www.wingsforlife.com. So all the viewers out there, please log on, check out that contribution, because it is such an important thing. And Matty, we spoke about earlier, there's been a number of bodyboarders who have suffered serious spinal cord injuries. And, there's been an amazing story here of a local who has a spinal cord injury. There's the Red Bull logo, the powerful Red Bull logo. Local bodyboarder gets around on a wheelchair. They reel him to the rocks at Lawentia, hops on his board, and he goes out and he bodyboards. So it's something very close to the sport of bodyboarding, and hats off to the Red Bull group for what they're doing there. So everyone, please support the Wings for Life Foundation.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, we all know that Red Bull is behind, incredible sports like bodyboarding, and to see them get behind something that's, like this is pretty awesome. So wingsforlife.com, amazing.
Yeah. Shout out, and the exciting news is, I think it's the first time we've released this news. Red Bull TV are bringing down the Phantom camera for the final day of the IBA Fronton Pro.
Bull beep.
Yeah, that's right, Manny. You might have seen the footage. Well, we've got GT up again, looking for a 7.71. He needs a 7.7 to get into second place.
Wait a second. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Phantom camera, please describe it to the people who are watching.
Look at Andrew Lester. He's having a look at this. He wants this wave on Phantom camera, but he just flips out the back one. His timing just wasn't there for that one. So, yes, Manny, the Phantom camera. You saw that amazing footage from the Shark Island Challenge this year, the specialty event the IBA put on, and that was, people are still talking about that amazing footage. 1,000 frames per second. You are going to see 8-foot Fronton, a world champion crowned at 1,000 frames per second. Do not miss that.
Oh my! I can't. I'm speechless. I'm excited now. Now I'm excited. Genesis Reyes, the local rider in blue, not having the best heat, and not having we know Genesis. He is one of the first riders to come out to Fronton. Alexis Diaz brought him here with Yere Martinez and says, you guys aren't getting a ride back home until you guys go out and ride this wave. He and Yere went out there and did what they had to do. Genesis Reyes, again, he is one of those guys who his name will remain here at Fronton for years to come.
Look, he was voted in as the wild card because this man will surf Fronton at 15 feet and make a real impact. Unfortunately, I guess he's not a technical bodyboarder like a lot of the guys you see on the World Tour, but when our Fronton fires, this is the man who can make it all happen, and it is amazing. So, hang on, GT's up and riding. He needs a...
Wow, GT's looking a little frustrated, a little anxious out there, and he knows what he has to do, and I think that's what's probably messing with him mentally, because if he just waits patiently off to the side of the peak or near the peak, but where he can actually get into a wave.
Jake Stone needs a 5.6 to get into first. He kicks out of that, leaves the door open for GT, and leaves the door open for Andrew Lester to progress into the round 4. But the story, it's all happening, Manny. GT, 2.5 minutes to go. Andrew Lester's up trying to better a 4.4.
Whoa,
that'll do it.
Andrew Lester with a perfect air 360 high above the wave. Who is this guy?
He's, what do we call him? He's bodyboarding's
oldest rookie on the tour for 2012. It will be Andrew Lester, and he's just showing you why he deserves to be on the tour. Unbelievable maneuver right there.
Let's have a look at this again. Perfect timing. Wow. Gets up there. Look at the rotation. He looks down. He knows where he wants to land. Bang. He's trying to better a 4.4. Only a 6.1 for that, Manny, but it's definitely enough to put him into first position. Solidify that. 2 minutes to go. Now, Jake Stone needs a 7.36 to jump back into first place. Remember, Jake Stone needs 7.36, or that is all she will write. We will not see Jake Stone again in this competition. But GT, he has got to be careful. He's getting close to his 10 wave count. He needs a 7.7 to get back in. Look at he's scrapping around there with 2 minutes to go. His wave building. He needs a 7.7.
Oh, no, you can see him getting anxious out there.
GT, come on. The whole of Brazil's behind you, mate. The whole of bodyboarding behind you. This guy is a legend of the sport. He's in contention for the world title. 6 times previous world title winner. He needs to win this event to win this year's world tour. But if he doesn't get through this heat, if he cannot jump into second place, if he cannot get 7.7 in the next 80 seconds, he's gone. Here we go.
Is it? Oh, no, that did not work out for him. Guilherme Tamega, now time is just melting away for Guilherme, and this could be the end of the road, possibly, for his world title race. Look at this. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. Big old opening, but just slammed shut for Genesis Reyes. Unbelievable. Again, big wave rider, Genesis, unfortunately. Oh, wait a second. Coming out of the barrel right there, Jake Stone. He was hiding in the foam ball right there and comes out with speed and cranks a reverse 360 on the face of the wave. Jake Stone, solid ride. Genesis Reyes, closeout wave. And Guilherme Tamega, not much there for him. So.
Hold the phone, Manny. Jake Stone, 30 seconds to go. He needs a 7.36 for that last wave. I'm not sure. I just saw GT get a little wave. I'm not sure what was happening there. That was wave 9. But let's see if we can catch Jake Stone's last wave, because he needs a 7.36 to stay alive in this competition. We just caught the back end of it. It's hard to know what exactly happened there, but he needs a 7.36. There's 15 seconds to go. Let's see what the judges have to say about it. But it looked like there's a bit of a barrel there, but we just don't know exactly what happened. Hold our breath, Manny. Is Andrew Lester or is it Jake Stone who will progress through to round 4? It will not be Jake Stone. It was only a 3.75. It was a little bit of a flop roll at the end. Big news. It's all locked in. Andrew Lester has won that heat. He's now got a combined score of 11 points. I think we may see Andrew Lester in round 4. But GT, what has happened, Manny?
Oh, my Lord. Did we just see the demise of Guilherme Tamega's world title hunt go down?